Tzu Chi volunteers in Surrey, Canada hold annual winter supply distribution for the homeless. A stem cell donor gives a second chance at life to a leukemia patient, saving an entire family. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Tzu. Thank you for joining us. In Canada, Surrey Tzu Chi volunteers regularly hold winter supply distributions at a homeless shelter every year before the winter season hits. This year, they visited a homeless shelter 3 times to better understand their needs before purchasing the necessities. When they distributed the winter supplies and jackets to the homeless, they also encouraged them to pay the love forward. The tree leaves along the side of the roads have turned red, signaling that winter is fast approaching. Annually, Surrey Tzu Chi volunteers have delivered winter supplies and jackets to the homeless people at a local shelter ever since 2002.
It's wonderful to have Tzu Chi come to the shelters and to give away food, because it helps to demonstrate to everyone, to our staff, to our guests, to the community at large, that the village population in Surrey really does care about homelessness.
Tzu Chi volunteers have started to prepare these winter supplies since the summertime. They visited the homeless shelter 3 times to better understand their needs before purchasing the supplies. While delivering these necessities, they also hope to inspire the recipients' love.
If you have dollars, maybe penny, coin, anyway, you put it in this bamboo bag and spread your love to somebody in need.
In addition to distributing supplies, the volunteers also enrich the minds of the homeless people. Seeing how this young man sat by himself, looking discouraged, the volunteers shared Tzu's aphorisms with him to lift up his spirits. As the volunteers spend an unforgettable day with the homeless population, they've also provided a much-needed love and warmth they've been looking forward to. Also in Canada, the Parliament of the World's Religions is taking place in Toronto. The event explores the biggest problems facing humanity, which includes climate change and environmental issues. Tzu Chi's both Dharma masters and Tzu Chi Foundation spokesperson had the honor of being invited to attend the event.
The Parliament of the World's Religions taking place in Toronto, some of the main topics of discussion included global warming. Jingsa Bo Dharma masters appealed to faith and morality to underscore Tzu Chi's commitment to the environment and a vegetarian diet.
It's not easy promoting vegetarianism because most of us grew up with the habit of eating meat. But the key is to persist.
My teacher, Dharma Master Ching Yen, always say, when something is right, just do it.
In the exhibition hall, representatives from religions from around the world are able to interact. DaAi Technology even has a booth showing how PET bottles were transformed to useful products that are environmentally friendly.
What you're doing is even better, taking plastic bottles and having the volunteer labor remove the lids and then breaking down the plastic bottles into pellets so it can then be manufactured into wonderful goods, blankets, head warmers, gloves. That's just brilliant. And the love and the care with which you do this is absolutely amazing.
And the part that really touches my heart is that a lot of it is hand done. That, the bottles are collected, they're cleaned, they're processed. Much of it is done by hand. So the care and the thought and the design of all of these products is really very impressive.
Many people think it is an incredible thing that a Buddhist organization is able to be at the forefront of promoting climate change awareness. Especially when they see our DaAi Technology eco-friendly products, they become very curious. It's a good way to invite them to learn more about Tzu Chi's efforts.
Regardless of race or religion, many are united to spread love and save the earth for all.
A toothache or lack of teeth can affect chewing functions and overall nutrition absorption. Therefore, Team Up Perth in Australia hosted a free dental clinic to help the local disadvantaged populations.
Both Tzu Chi volunteers and social workers helped register members of the community for this large-scale free dental clinic hosted by Team Up Perth. Both Chinese and Western music were performed, as well as readily available board games laid out, creating a warm atmosphere. This is due to the fact that in the past, some patients have been nervous as they waited to see a doctor. Some even fleeing before they received any treatment.
If you have a toothache, you can't eat well. Or if you don't have any teeth, it would be inconvenient to eat. Many suffer from periodontal disease, which is a problem associated with the inflammation of the gums.
For 30 years, this homeless person did not see a dentist. At the beginning, she was fearful about the state of her teeth. However, the dentist is very caring, making dentures for her.
Very happy. Smile.
That's what we like.
A Syrian refugee, Tiba, is feeling at ease serving at this clinic.
When I'm coming here, I'm totally happy. Actually, it's not just as a simple treatment that we can do that. When we are coming here, because I'm worried about the kids, I'll get back here. And they're going to help me by volunteer here to look after my children and playing with them.
Love knows no race nor boundaries, as this free clinic in Perth is safeguarding the health of many and giving them back the confidence that they've lost long ago.
Tzu Chi volunteers conducted a 5-day mung bean seed distribution in Myanmar. Although the volunteers worked from the early mornings into the late nights, they were filled with joy to be able to help those in need.
Tzu Chi volunteers are carefully using Burmese to explain each Jinzi aphorism phrases to the villagers.
After understanding the meaning behind the words of wisdom, I feel very happy. I'm going to put it up on the wall in my home.
Each villager has a different Jinzi aphorism in their hands. Local Tzu Chi volunteers seize the chance to pass down the words of wisdom.
Most of the female villagers have never studied before, so I read for them. These Burmese villagers, especially of Indian descent and being females, aren't even allowed to pursue an education.
When Tzu Chi went to Myanmar to distribute mung bean seeds, the deputy councillor of Taipei Economic and Culture Office in Myanmar also volunteered to help.
Tzu Chi has reached out into the entire society in Myanmar. I saw a lot of certifications which are associated with the distributions. They will be issued to the people who are in need. After getting the official identification from the local government, they can finally get the aid that they have been patiently waiting for.
142 Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan, Malaysia, and Myanmar conducted the mung bean seed distributions for 5 consecutive days, from November 2nd to the 6th. Even though they started each day from 4:30 a.m. and worked till 10 p.m. at night, none of the volunteers showed any signs of fatigue, even on the last day of the event.
We completed the whole process within just a bit over a month's time. Even for international disaster relief centers, this is quite a rare sight.
The farmers vow that they will plant the seeds mindfully. They hope to have a good harvest, and then will be able to give the new high-quality seeds to others. This is what makes us the most happy.
It is always joyful to give. Tzu Chi will always continue to carry out various charity missions wherever it is needed. After distributing bean seeds in the dry season, volunteers plan to distribute rice seeds before the rainy season hits next year.
During the bean seed distributions in Myanmar, many local charity groups and youth volunteers also came to help out. Some of them serve as translation volunteers, while others help with the distribution work.
Working hard to transport the bean seeds, the 22-year-old volunteer used to be a Tzu Chi care recipient several years ago, but this time he turns from a receiver to a giver to help the people in need.
The people that we are distributing the bean seeds to are farmers. I'm also a farmer, and we are all poor. I can feel the farmers' hardships in life, so next time when Tzu Chi comes to help them, I will also take part in the good deed.
Tzu Chi continues to distribute mung bean seeds in Myanmar. Local volunteers have mobilized to help. The female volunteer serves as an MC, as she hopes to inspire people's compassion through her influential way of hosting the event.
When one of the farmers was on his way back, he donated 1,000 Burmese kits that he brought with him on that day. I was deeply touched when I saw it.
As the distribution site, in addition to Tzu Chi volunteers, many charity groups and enterprises also lend a helping hand.
Our organization is also doing charitable work to help those in need. So when Tzu Chi came here to conduct the distribution for farmers, we decided to do our share without hesitation.
I contacted the government by letters to inform them that Tzu Chi was going to distribute the mung bean seeds. We also searched for quality bean seeds to be distributed to the flood-affected farmers.
Besides the distribution sites, volunteers' care for the farmers also extends to their homes.
After seeing their living conditions, we came to realize what Dharma Master Zeng Ye often says. It was not until we saw their suffering did we learn to cherish our blessings.
Being able to help with translating today, I feel very happy. The seeds of Tzu Chi's great love have also been planted throughout Myanmar, inspiring more people's goodness.
At the 2018 Taichung World Flora Exposition, Waipu Expo site takes about 15 hectares of land. Its design is based on conservation concepts with a wastewater recycling facility and 2 exhibition halls. The Waipu Expo site, which takes up about 15 hectares, is divided into 5 areas. There are all kinds of aquatic plants in the ecological pound. This water walkway is as long as 105 meters. Walking here, I feel like I'm walking the water, as it is in the middle of the ecological pound. There are also more than 10 observation windows, so we can see what is in the water. One can look at aquatic plants through the glass windows. As the expo site is designed based on conservation concepts, a lot of bamboos are used to decrease carbon emissions.
Bamboo is one of the materials beneficial for environmental protection. Compared to the steel, bamboo has a carbon emission of 2% if steel is 100%.
The architect has built a 7-meter wide resting area with bamboos for the visitors. Presenting the look of mountains, the bamboos can be reused in the future. There is a wastewater recycling facility behind me. Its appearance is a large sphere formed by more than 300 pieces of bamboo mats. It can process 515 tons of wastewater in a day. There are also 2 permanent exhibition halls. Among them, White's Farming Hall is a large greenhouse, which utilizes huge water walls to decrease the room temperature.
This is called water wall greenhouse. Water keeps flowing from the honeycomb-shaped installation, and the water will be recycled and reused.
More than 1,000 kinds of precious native plants in the world are displayed in the exhibition hall.
Many begonias only grow at a certain mountain. When we excavate the mountain, this type of plant will disappear from the road.
The giant orchid, which is the largest orchid in the world, is also being displayed at the exhibition hall. The inflorescence is as long as 3 meters, and there are more than 600 flowers. In addition, there's the smallest flower in the world, watermeal, being displayed here. The Waipu district is mainly agricultural. Its grapes, dragon fruit, Dao dancing orchid, and lilies have been exported to different parts of the world.
2 rivers pass through northern Taichung. Da'ai River is on the north, while Dajia River is on the southern side. With the waters of the river, the area has become a suitable place for agriculture.
After the Taichung International Flora Expo ends, most of the park facilities will be preserved and maintained. It will be utilized to carry out eco-agriculture development.
Chen Yajun, who lives in Zhanghua, was diagnosed with leukemia 7 years ago when her children were still very young. Since her mother had passed away due to leukemia when she was only 1 year old, she was afraid that her children were going to grow up without a mother too. Fortunately, a stem cell donor saved her life.
I had septic shock. It was an emergency and I was intubated. I was sent to the ICU. The doctors had told my family to go see me quick.
Chen Yajun became ill in 2011. This made her recall that her mother had also suffered from leukemia and passed away when she was only a year old. So when she fell ill, she was most worried about her 2 children.
I was sad and depressed for a while. I thought I can't just give up right off the bat, can't just admit defeat like this. So I decided let's put up a fight.
The whole family worked together to fight the cancer diagnosis. The in-laws fully supported in caring for the young children, while the husband accompanied her in the hospital. He recorded every single struggle and triumph. Life came calling. The hematopoietic stem cells were paired successfully. When his HSC were registered into the database, Shen Sihao was still a college student. After all these years, both his address and phone numbers have changed. However, Tzu Chi volunteers were committed and eventually found him. Shen Sihao studied Qigong for many years, so he pays special attention to his overall health. After checking all the necessary information on being a donor, he did not hesitate for too long before deciding to save another.
There aren't any current medical research paper on the outstanding risks of the procedure, so to me, that means 0. So then the reason for me not going through with it would only be fear, nothing else. So if that's the case, I should face the fear head on myself.
如果没有他的话，我可能就像我妈妈一样，就是离开小孩。谢谢你帮助我妈妈。有人陪你呀，帮你送便当啊，帮你切水果啊。
After surviving a life and death situation, there are only happy times ahead. The whole family is forever grateful to the donor.
With my children, we aren't 100% blood related, but with the donor, his blood is running through me every day. The way I talk has changed. I'm more frank. I don't know if it's due to the illness or rubbing off on the donor's relatively straightforward personality.
She once wrote a card to the donor. She had hoped that one day she can thank him in person. For the long-awaited face-to-face meeting, Yajun is more than ready.
I had watched some donor and recipient meeting videos. I was super touched when I saw it. However, I was also worried that maybe the donor will not want to meet me.
I sincerely hope that, whether it's her or her family, can live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. That's all that matters.
所以他是很有心的人。
真诚的话就这2个字，这就是谢谢你。
By continuing your life, a whole family has been saved. There aren't enough words in the world to express just how grateful when one is given a second chance at life again.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Johor Bahru, Malaysia, held 5 Tzu Chi New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremonies for the local impoverished families. This year, there were a total of 466 scholarship recipients from all different backgrounds, religions, and ethnicities.
The Johor Bahru Tzu Chi New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremony was attended by both students and parents. The volunteers respectfully presented the awards to each student. They hope the students will cherish the kindness given by people worldwide.
I've seen many doctors on TV. It got me thinking of becoming a doctor as well. I can help more people this way.
Helping impoverished families, Tzu Chi Johor Bahru branch started to give out scholarships beginning in 1998. This is the first time Sata Silan is receiving it. His grandmother is the most grateful.
I'm going to buy clothing and school supplies. I only have 1 pencil, so I need to buy more.
This timely assistance has solved the urgent needs of many families.
I'm a single mother to 4 children. With the help from Tzu Chi, I'm forever grateful.
In Ala Johor Bahru this year, there were a total of 5 scholarship award ceremonies. In the Kulay area, 97 students were chosen.
Really, this financial assistance came just in time. This will allow my child to be able to buy new books for next year.
During the distribution, in addition to the filial piety tea ceremony, the volunteers also encourage everyone to do good deeds, becoming someone who helps those less fortunate than themselves.
5 dialysis patients from 2 of the Tzu Chi dialysis centers in Malaysia will come to Taiwan to be certified as Tzu Chi commissioners at the end of the year. They all feel very grateful to Dharma Master Zheng Yan for both establishing the foundation and dialysis centers.
Wearing the volunteer uniforms to contribute their efforts, few people can tell that these volunteers are actually dialysis patients. This year, they will be officially certified as Tzu Chi commissioners.
Dharma Master Zheng Yan is an amazing role model. She established this dialysis center and has saved many people who are suffering. Being able to finally meet her will also be a blessing to me.
I want to thank Dharma Master Zheng Yan for creating the Tzu Chi Foundation. Without Tzu Chi, we would not be here today.
Although they need to undergo dialysis treatments 3 days a week, they still seize every opportunity to help those who are less fortunate than them.
I participate in various charitable activities, such as home visits. I will work non-stop to do what I can to help. This is my wish.
I do not want to waste any items, especially those that can be recycled. By recycling, we can avoid further polluting the environment.
Becoming a Tzu Chi commissioner does not mean my charity efforts comes to an end. It is actually just the beginning. We should actually be motivated in shouldering more responsibilities and to better ourselves.
With their determined hearts to walk the Bodhisattva path, these dialysis patients will move forward in life with a fulfilled spirit.
Cambodia Tzu Chi volunteers hosted the 4th volunteer training event. 6 volunteers from Singapore introduced Tzu Chi's humanistic culture to the volunteers in training, hoping to pass on the spirit of Tzu Chi.
The beauty of Tzu Chi culture is profound and sophisticated. Volunteers practice the eating manner and discuss the 4 spiritual soup, which is made of contentment, gratitude, understanding, and tolerance.
Why is contentment at first? Because once you are contented, you can do the following 3 things naturally.
4 spiritual soup of Tzu Chi is vital to me because we can apply this in our daily life and make our future better.
At the training event, 6 Tzu Chi volunteers from Singapore share the culture spirit they've learned in Tzu Chi.
A Tzu Chi member should be beautiful from inside out. We carry the great love and compassion in our hearts, and we maintain an elegant appearance.
Through their training courses, volunteers have learned about the Tzu Chi culture better and hopes to be well prepared to do good deeds and practice humanistic spirit in everyday life.
They helped the Indonesia earthquake survivors. Tzu Chi Japan chapter held a fundraiser, sharing various vegetarian dishes with the public. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.